let's start early days. My mother thought that I was going to be an artist, that I should be an artist. My sister was an artist, a very good artist, right? But in those days, there was a lady called Vida Leigh, and she was quite famous in Australia, an established artist. But anyway, my mother sent me to Vida Leigh. She didn't survive as artists in Australia. They don't make a lot of money. So she was obliged to take children in for art classes. And this was at the old museum building in Gregory Terrace. And so this was Saturday morning. So away I went. I was taken off to the art classes, whatever. And so I remember that on the floor playing with watercolour. Anyway, suddenly that just disappeared. But it wasn't until my mother was in her 80s that she said, you know, your father stopped you going to art classes when you were small because he doesn't favour boys being artists. Okay? So maybe there's a little bit of rebellion stuck in my head from those days. So anyway, I was forced or obliged to be like all the other fellas. And I wasn't very good at school, I must tell you that, especially French. Anyway, I quit school. I didn't go through university or anything like that. I just wasn't the right material for that. So I left and did an apprenticeship. I started as a motor mechanic actually, at Eagers, down at Eagers in the Holden deals. Anyway, a bit of a bad experience there. I just walked out. Anyway, I then went to be a fitter and turner, where I hated it, but I did it. And I never had anything to do with art from there until I was 30-something, 40. And I wasn't really brave enough to do it while my father was alive. So, and I really didn't start until he died in 1973. 73 he died. I was 60, I went to New Guinea, lived in New Guinea. I got married. We lived in New Guinea for 4 years. And I started painting in New Guinea, actually. And I won the Rebel Art Prize, my first shot. It was a bit of a joke, but anyway. So after that, no, that's right. Well, the famous artists of the day were Len and Kath Shillong, And they had a summer school at the university, St. Lucia, for 2 weeks. And I think that was in 1968 or something like that. And it's the first attempt at stone carving. And the actual piece that I did is up in the garden. You'll see it, a little Madonna figure. So that was it. That was the first shot. And then I went back to New Guinea, Port Moresby, for a year. And there I made my first metal sculpture. It's over the Mana. So that was 1969. Came home and I started going up to Helena. I camped up at Helena, near Toowoomba, and I did those stone pieces over there. Yeah, so that was that. But by this time, what's that, 70, 50, my boys, I had 2 boys, and we had to get them through university, you know, and school, private school. So I was obliged to do business. I started an engineering business. Then I moved into, I bought a joinery and made furniture. And I bought a paint shop and had that actually financed all these things until the boys got through university, and they went on their way to whatever. They're both very successful, and so they let me free to escape civilization. I went to Cape Tribulation. I was working for some people at Indooroopilly who were civil engineers that were making the electricity trap from Cairns to Bloomfield. And I was at their house for months doing work, making covers and kitchen and what have you for them. So we got to know each other pretty well. And they brought out their photo album of Cape Tribulation and all the work there along the way to Bloomfield. Fantastic place, eh? And I thought, oh, this is my place. So I went up just to have a look first. There were no roads, it was only wheel tracks through the grass from the Daintree River to Cape Tribulation. And there were only about 20 people lived north of the river anyway. So it was pretty pioneering sort of thing. Anyway, I knew that was where I wanted to be. So in 1975, I think it was, 75, some land came up for sale on the beach, right on the beach. And the real estate agent was Rossi Cavallaro, Italian guy, in Mossman. So he took me out and showed me the block for sale. There it was. And I said, okay. So I gave him the credit card with $500 deposit on that. I had not another dollar in my whole world. but I had my paint shop, which was doing all right. And so that was 75. By the time my boys had finished university and gone their way, I sold up everything, paid for the land at Cape Tribulation, and went up there to build. And so I was building accommodation for backpacker and a restaurant. They all came, wasted my time. They'd all sit there around the table and buy one can of Coca-Cola shared between 4 of them. Okay, I'd spent hundreds of thousands of dollars making this blessed place, and they sit there and I would have made maybe 5 cents for the day, while these people had a lovely time talking and writing letters home to wherever. So that was it. I was pretty much up to here with the tourism. And then this young lady over here happened, she was younger at that time.
Of course.
Yeah, it was 1984, I think it was. And she had the temerity to walk up my beach there every morning. My beach. And so she made friends with my dog, Lucas. He was a very beautiful German Shepherd dog, very intelligent dog. So she fell in love with him first, actually. So isn't that right?
It is.
It is the truth, see?
Yeah.
Verified. She just finished university in Germany, so she came to Australia with a girlfriend, Doris, and they toured Australia in a Falcon panel van, and they camped a mile away down at the end of the beach.
Mm-hmm.
And so Lucas would go, oh well, I would too. I'd follow the dog. And anyway, over a couple of weeks or whatever it was, I got to be invited by these 2 German girls for a cup of tea at their campfire and blah, blah, blah. So I invited them to back to my place, took them back where I was building at the time. So it was going well. I was happily divorced. And all of a sudden this young maiden comes along into my life and ruins it. And anyway, we sold up. We got married in 1986, November. That's coming up.
Coming up.
Nearly
Close. 34 years.
34 years ago. Oh.
Yeah, look, when I came for my 4-month trip to Australia, I never really expected to migrate to Australia. Emancipation was like 30 years backwards. Anyway, but you never say never, and you know your life happens. When I met Graham, and it was clear that okay, well we're going to get together. My life totally changed. I'm from Germany. So, and this was about the worst that a parent could wish for their daughter, because I'm going to the other side of the planet to an artist and double my age into the jungle was just about as bad as it could get. And then,
money.
and then it took over the years, of course, and you know, it became clear that all is well and my father was happy that all that happened. But it came as a bit of a shock to my folk at home and to me. And then we went to Italy, so we had 6 years then in Italy. And we started to build this place. So it was virgin forest to start with. We started with a caravan over there and started to dig the foundations for this house. And it was really pioneering work. It was all new to me, like coming from a city girl, German middle class. This was just wild. And nevertheless, we learned all about marble together because it was new for Graham. And then, so all of this journey, is a sort of a journey together. I never done a sculpture. Early days, I helped Graham polishing, so that was my part when we lived in Italy. which is about as tedious, takes about as long as the sculpting, is the polishing part. And so then we started to live here and shared the beauty of the garden. So Graham had a vision early days to create a place where the beauty of nature and the peace of nature and the beauty of artwork come together and create a place of peace. This is the day of peace. May a wave of calm flow right around the world, through every country, through every church, touch all people equally. A wave of calm that softens the eyes and make them see with compassion. A calmness that quietens the heart and dissolves fear and animosity. And then it became so beautiful that we thought we share it. We share it with people, so we opened to the public. And then we started to have concerts here, workshops, and different events which bring people together, and they can have a breather from the world and realign and go away richer for it, and go back into the world and bring some of this light that is here back into the world. So that was our original vision, and it actually came to real life. And we had a few people come here. Graham wrote a book early days where it says that we're going to build this. And people came after reading the book, they came here and say, gee whiz, it's easy to have a vision, but it's another thing to actually get the spade out and start digging and making it. So we did, and it's really cool.
Anyway, so that was it. So I had to, although we went to Europe then, didn't we?
Italy.
Yeah, we went to Italy, and I made my first marble sculpture. It's in there at Carrara. And during that time we bought this land. It came up for auction, and we managed to get it, and we started from here. I had started capture relation to make an art gallery and do smaller sculpture, but then it became more serious to make a new peace garden for the betterment of the world, because the world's a pretty shocking place. I've got all this mindset of war and control and dominance and degradation of humans. So together we set about making this. So it's a work in progress. There's still a long way to go, but we're still poor. But the only thing that's improved, I know a bit more about carving stone. That's all. There you go.
It is now essential to respond to the rising vibration of the universe with ease and grace, with flexibility and courage, ready to unearth and let go of outdated patterns and habits. It is like cleaning the strings of a harp of all dust and crusts, so that the divine musician can play the most beautiful music.
It's always been one of my delights to persecute clairvoyance. And whenever I find a new one, I go and ask them about the past. And I haven't met one yet that hasn't said that I was somebody here or somebody there, but all in ancient Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, or other planets, okay? But I was born on planet Earth. Okay, so Ascension, this is my last biggest piece that I've done. And it's what, anyway, in the Christian world, that souls come to this planet and they live and progress and they ascend and they come back perhaps as another entity, or they go elsewhere. So this is the culmination maybe of all my earlier sculptures to try to say just that humans progress to the point where they are eligible to ascend to another realm.
I'm not playing the game of fear. Every day I choose connection, courage and expansion, remembering who I am, who I really am, the light one, the limited one, the lover,